Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into something really fascinating at the intersection of AI and blockchain tech, and specifically in the world of DeFi, so buckle up because things are about to get really interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm particularly excited about this one.
Me too. So it seems like there's a lot of interest out there about this proposal from the IQ team about something called EOAI, Enshrined On-chain AI. It's a mouthful, but it could revolutionize decentralized finance. There's also a lot of buzz around a new AI model that can actually write smart contracts, and a recent vote that kind of shook things up a little bit in the IQ ecosystem.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to unpack.
For sure. But we've got a pretty eclectic mix of sources to help us out here. We've got some X posts, formerly Twitter, a bunch of insightful blog posts from IQ.wiki, and even a guide on staking IQ tokens.
So by the end of this deep dive, you'll not only know what EOAI is, but you'll also understand why it matters to you.
Love that. Okay, so the IQ team is proposing to build this EOAI layer, and they're using the IQ token to make it happen. They're basically saying that this could be a total game changer for DeFi, making it way more user-friendly for everyone.
Yeah, that's the big idea, to make DeFi accessible to a much wider audience.
Because even though a good chunk of the world holds some form of cryptocurrency, DeFi is still very niche.
Exactly. You've got over 600 million people globally who hold crypto, but DeFi users are a tiny fraction of that. And compared to the 5.3 billion people with traditional bank accounts, that's a huge gap. It really highlights the need for simplification in the DeFi space.
For sure. Okay, so how does EOAI actually work? Like, what's going on under the hood to make DeFi easier for everyday users?
So at the core of EOAI are four key AI agents. Think of them as like specialized bots that are designed to automate and optimize various tasks within the DeFi ecosystem.
Okay, like what kinds of tasks?
Well, the first agent focuses on liquidity. For DeFi to function effectively, there needs to be enough liquidity available for trading and lending. So this agent analyzes the market and automatically allocates liquidity where it's needed most.
So no more like bottlenecks or delays in transactions? Sounds pretty efficient. What about the second agent?
The second agent tackles the challenge of bridging between different blockchains, because right now, transferring assets between different blockchains can be quite a hassle. This agent uses AI to facilitate seamless transfers between various chains.
That would be incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
No more jumping through hoops to move your tokens around. So what about the lending agent?
Think of it as an AI loan officer. It uses data to assess risk, determine creditworthiness, and match borrowers with lenders, all in a decentralized way. It can even automate the entire lending process, from setting interest rates to managing collateral and repayments.
Wow, that's taking the efficiency of AI to a whole new level. And what about the last agent, the one handling token launches?
This agent is designed to streamline the process of creating and launching new tokens. It can automate a lot of the technical heavy lifting, like writing smart contract codes, setting up the tokenomics, and even managing the distribution process.
So it basically lowers the barrier to entry for new projects and innovations in the DeFi space. That's pretty impressive. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, can you remind us about high IQ and why it's important in all of this?
Sure. So high IQ is a staked form of the IQ token. When you stake your IQ tokens, you're essentially locking them up for a certain period to support the network and earn rewards.
Okay, so there are benefits to staking your IQ tokens. What are those benefits?
Well, first and foremost, staking gives you governance rights within the IQ ecosystem. This means you get to vote on proposals, like this one we're discussing for the EOAI layer.
So stakers have a real say in how the platform evolves. I like that.
And of course, staking also earns you rewards in the form of more IQ tokens. It's a way to passively grow your holdings while supporting the network.
So the more high IQ you stake, the more voting power and rewards you get. It's like having a voice and getting paid for it.
Precisely.
Now, I know we've got a lot more to cover, but this whole concept of AI writing smart contracts is mind-blowing.
It really is. And it's not just a theoretical concept. Just last week, IQ launched something called SolidityBench. It's the very first leaderboard to evaluate AI models on how well they can write Solidity code. Solidity, by the way, is the programming language used for smart contracts.
And get this, Crypto Slate, a pretty reputable crypto news site reported that OpenAI's GPT-4 was ranked as the top model by SolidityBench. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Oh, it is. And this is a key first step towards developing IQ code, an AI specifically designed for creating and managing smart contracts.
So this SolidityBench is like a testing ground for this amazing AI that can write smart contracts. It's all starting to make sense now.
Yes, exactly. And what's fascinating is that SolidityBench is open to everyone. anyone can submit their AI model for evaluation, which fosters an environment of innovation and collaboration. And that brings us back to the core of EOAI. Those 4 AI agents we talked about earlier, they're going to be powered by IQ code and are designed to tackle some of the biggest challenges in DeFi.
Right. We were just getting into like the nitty-gritty of how they actually make DeFi more user-friendly.
Yeah.
Let's pick up with that first agent, the one focused on liquidity.
So think of it this way. For DeFi to work smoothly, there needs to be enough liquidity available for all the activity happening, trading, lending, you name it. This agent constantly analyzes the market using AI to predict where that liquidity will be needed most, and automatically allocating it to prevent bottlenecks.
So no more waiting around for transactions to go through because of low liquidity. That's a win for users like you. What about that second agent, the one bridging different blockchains?
Yes, the bridging agent. This one's all about breaking down the walls between different blockchains. Right now, if you want to move your tokens from, say, Ethereum to Solana, it can be a pretty complicated process. This agent uses AI to create seamless transfers of assets between chains.
So it's like a universal translator for cryptocurrencies. No more hassle, just smooth transactions across different blockchains.
Yeah.
Onto the lending agent, what makes this one so special?
Imagine an AI loan officer that works 24/7. This agent analyzes risk, assesses creditworthiness, and matches borrowers with lenders. But it does it all using algorithms and data, taking out a lot of the manual work and subjectivity.
That sounds incredibly efficient, but also a little impersonal.
It's not about replacing human interaction entirely. It's about making the process more efficient and transparent for everyone. This agent can automate much of the lending process, from setting interest rates to managing collateral, making it faster and potentially more cost-effective for both borrowers and lenders.
That's a really important point. It's not just about speed. It's about creating a more equitable and accessible lending system.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about that agent for token launches.
This one's for all the innovators out there. It simplifies the creation and launch of new tokens by automating a lot of the complex technical aspects. Think of it as an AI-powered toolkit for tokenization, making it easier for anyone to bring their ideas to life in the DeFi space.
It sounds like it could open up a whole world of possibilities for developers and entrepreneurs.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to entry for new projects and could lead to a surge in innovation within the DeFi ecosystem. And all of this is made possible because of the IQ token and the support of high IQ holders.
Right. So how does the IQ token actually benefit from all of this, especially with the EOAI layer in place?
Well, the IQ token is the fuel that powers this entire ecosystem. It's used for governance, which means that high IQ stakers get to have a say in how things evolve, including this EOAI layer. But it also plays a key role in the functionality of these AI agents. Think of it as the currency for interacting with them.
So as these AI agents become more popular and are used more frequently, the demand for the IQ token should increase, right?
Exactly. It's a symbiotic relationship. The more the EOAI layer is used, the more valuable the IQ token becomes, and vice versa.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's address the elephant in the room, the proposed change to the IQ token emissions schedule. Some people might be worried about increasing the supply of tokens. How would you explain this to them?
It's a valid concern, but it's important to look at the long-term vision. Remember, the proposal involves moving back to the original 2022 emissions schedule for the IQ token, with halvings every 4 years.
Just like Bitcoin.
Exactly. This means we'll see a higher number of IQ tokens being minted daily in the short term. But that's a strategic move to incentivize early adoption and active participation in the IQ ecosystem, rewarding those who are in it for the long haul.
So it's about attracting more users and boosting activity to create a thriving ecosystem. But what about the long-term impact on the token's value?
Here's where it gets interesting. As more and more people utilize the EOAI layer, there will be more transaction fees. And guess what? Those fees are used to burn IQ tokens, taking them out of circulation permanently.
Ah, so it's like a balancing act. More tokens minted initially to encourage growth, but then a mechanism to gradually reduce the supply over time through burning.
Precisely. The ultimate goal is to have more IQ tokens being burned than minted, making it deflationary over time. This is intended to drive up the value of the token in the long run.
That's a pretty clever system.
Yeah.
But before we move on to the bigger picture, let's loop back to that recent vote about the EOAI proposal and the change to the emissions schedule. Wasn't the outcome pretty significant?
It was. Remember, this proposal needed approval from high IQ holders, and the results were pretty overwhelming. Over 2.4 billion high IQ votes were cast in favor of the proposal. That's a massive show of support and a clear indication that the community is excited about the potential of EOAI.
It sounds like they believe in the long-term vision and are ready to be a part of this evolution in DeFi. Okay, I think we've covered a lot of ground on the technical side of things, but let's zoom out a bit. How do you see this EOAI layer potentially impacting the broader DeFi landscape?
This has the potential to be a real paradigm shift. Right now, DeFi can feel very intimidating for many people. It requires a certain level of technical knowledge and comfort with navigating complex interfaces.
I've definitely felt that way at times.
EOAI has the potential to change all of that by using AI to simplify tasks, automate processes, and improve the overall user experience. It can open up DeFi to a much wider audience, including those who are completely new to the world of cryptocurrency.
I'm picturing a future where anyone can easily manage their finances in a decentralized way without needing to be a blockchain expert. It's pretty exciting.
It is, and that's really the ultimate goal, to empower individuals to take control of their financial well-being. But of course, there are also some potential challenges and risks to consider as we navigate this uncharted territory.
Okay, so what are those? What should we be thinking about as this technology evolves? We were talking about some of the potential challenges and risks to think about with EOAI as it evolves.
Right. It's not all sunshine and roses. We have to be realistic.
So let's talk about those challenges then. What are some of the things that we need to be mindful of as this technology develops?
One of the biggest questions is about governance. Who gets to decide how these AI agents are developed and trained and deployed?
Yeah.
How do we make sure that they're used responsibly and ethically, especially when we're talking about people's finances?
Yeah, those are really important considerations. Like, we're stepping into a new frontier, and we need to establish some ground rules to make sure things stay on the right track.
Exactly. And that's where the decentralized nature of blockchain technology becomes super important. With EOAI, the goal is to distribute power, rather than concentrating it in the hands of a few. That could lead to a more democratic and transparent financial system.
Okay, but even with decentralization, we still need to make sure that these AI agents are aligned with human values and goals. Like, it's not just about efficiency. It's about fairness and making sure that this technology benefits everyone.
Absolutely. We need to have open and honest conversations about the ethics of AI and finance and work together to create guidelines and frameworks that promote responsible innovation.
It sounds like this is just the beginning of a very exciting but also pretty complex journey. And IQ, with their focus on EOAI, seems to be right at the forefront.
Oh, they're definitely shaking things up. It'll be fascinating to see how their partnership with Frax plays out and what kind of impact it has on DeFi. They're combining IQ's expertise in AI with Frax's deep knowledge of decentralized finance. It's a powerful combo, and I'm really eager to see what they come up with.
Me too. So we started by breaking down this proposal for an EOAI layer, and now we're talking about the potential of AI to completely reshape the whole financial landscape. This deep dive has been quite the journey.
Yeah, we covered a ton of information today, but the main takeaway is this. The combination of AI and blockchain tech has incredible transformative power. It's up to all of us to stay engaged, participate in the discussions, and help shape the future of finance in a way that benefits everyone.
It feels like we've only scratched the surface of what's possible. Who knows what other incredible advancements are waiting for us just around the corner?
That's what's so exciting. The future is full of potential. And with projects like EOAI pushing the boundaries, it's going to be an amazing ride.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive for today. If you want to learn more, we've got links to all the source material in the episode description. And as always, we hope you'll join us again soon for another deep dive into the world of ideas and innovation.
Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and let's build the future of finance together.